Thus began the champion's first year in Kirkwall. Word arrived from across the sea that the hero of Ferelden had defeated the Blight. But Lothering was destroyed. Kirkwall was the champion's home now. So she made her name, settling her debts with the mercenaries. It was a busy year in the city. That's when the Qunari landed. A great storm had caught their ship and left hundreds of warriors stranded in the city, waiting to return home. That's also when the trouble began with the mages. The Templars had become very powerful under Knight Commander Meredith. But, most importantly, that's when I first met the champion.
Okay, well, hi there, I'm Vannevar and welcome to Dragon Age 2. Okay, so we will come up to this change appearance screen after every time skip. So we'll be able to change our hair and everything if we want to. I have added in a few more hair mods, which is why the one that came up right now is not the one that she was wearing. But yeah, let's look for something slightly more mercenary. And just to reiterate, this series is going to be lore heavy. I will be reading all of the codex entries. We should quickly run out of new areas though, so hopefully we'll get through the codex entries in the first few episodes of the series. I've almost finished my mod list. I've almost finished it. I am editing the collection because it needs a lot of instructions. Mainly because our companion appearances, their hair and their clothes are going to change with each act. So, yeah, there's a lot of optional files that need to be enabled and disabled for each time skip. It's just taking a while to write all that down. And you know, I still haven't decided which person I should be romancing either. Anders or Fenris are the ones that I'm thinking. Whenever I've tried to play before, I've always gone for Anders, so I'm leaning towards Fenris. But it could go either way, it depends. I mean, she is a mage, so it might not go well with Fenris, but we'll see. Okay, I think that's good. I think that one's good. It's severe enough to have belonged to a mercenary. She's got all of her hair out of her face and slicked back where it's not going to bother her. It's short enough to show that she did cut off the braid, but it's been a year, so it's regrown. Yeah, so I think about halfway through, when she started to get better jobs and stuff, we'll change her hairstyle again, and she'll go for a more laid-back look. One that looks more relaxed, but also relies on her having slightly long hair. But, yeah, I think for right now, that's just about perfect. Let's go. Alright, and these are Inquisition textures in Dragon Age 2. Looks pretty awesome. Meredith's armor also has a texture upgrade. Yeah, definitely not one you want to pickpocket.
No! Andraste's tits, human. You know how many people want to hire onto this expedition?
Look, we know you're going into the deep roads. You'll need to hire the best, and we're...
No! You're too late. Already done.
The money from this trip could fix everything.
It could, but that's not something he cares about.
We fought Darkspawn.
Look, Precious. I don't care if you tore the horns off an ogre with your bare hands.
You make him understand. We're running from your bloody Templars.
Oh, Carver, we don't need this. Okay. This is going to be something of a bad impression if I choose a more forceful option. We don't want Bartran to think that we're fighting amongst ourselves, because that's not really someone that you want to trust your caravan to, is it? Someone who can't even control the other members of the party and isn't getting along with them. Okay. I do like how that one's worded. I do like how the sarcastic one is worded, but it's not. She's not going to actually say that, so we'll just go with the diplomatic one. We'll show that we're a peacekeeper to Bertrand, and this is how we'll usually be talking to Carver anyway. Let's just calm him down.
I know how you feel, but we'll earn no favors with your fist in his face.
Then we do nothing. As always.
My brother can be hot-headed, but we do have the skills to benefit your expedition.
You're looking for a quick way out of the slums, right? You and every other Ferelden in this dump. Find another meal ticket.
Well,
Okay.
back to waiting for someone to turn us in.
Well, turn me in, really. But yeah. Okay. I'd prefer to be diplomatic here. I would, but he was making things really difficult for us there. His temper's getting the better of him. So let's give him a bit more judgment from us, actually. We'll actually take a more forceful stance with him. This was important and he could have ruined it for us.
Too many refugees disappear for you to threaten people who could help us.
I know. How long do we work for scum who don't want us around? We need coin, status, something we can shove in that dwarf's face and keep people off our backs. And all I can think of is Uncle Gamlen.
Okay, Uncle Gamlen. He has helped us. He did help us get into the city, but he did it by selling us into servitude, so... I don't know. We were also settling one of his debts, weren't we? Okay. Now, this is a judgment on Gamlen, isn't it? This is a judgment on Gamlen, so we'll go with the more aggressive type here.
I wouldn't trust him with a silver. But dear uncle's at least as sleazy as Bertrand.
How's that for a compliment? What else can we do? We're losing ground, and I don't fancy waking up in the gallows.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate. Probably because it'll be my cops that you're seeing swinging.
Hey!
I knew a guy once who could take every coin out of your pockets just by smiling at you. But you don't have the style to work Hightown, let alone the Merchants Guild. You might want to find yourself a new line of work.
What an entrance.
Off you go.
That arrow went into stone and he just pulled it straight out.
How do you do? Varric Tethras, at your service.
And apparently didn't ruin the arrow.
I apologize for Bertrand. He wouldn't know an opportunity if it hit him square in the jaw.
But you would.
I would. What my brother doesn't realize is that we need someone like you. He would never admit it either. He's too proud. I, however, am quite practical.
Really? Okay. Let's do a little bit of investigating here. So, yeah, are you in the expedition?
You're part of Bertrand's venture.
That's right. The deep roads wouldn't normally be my thing, but I can't allow the head of our family to go down there alone. So as you might imagine, I have more than a passing interest in this expedition's success.
Yeah, okay. So Varric takes care of his older brother, whereas Carver just kind of rages against his older sister. Oh well. Yeah, you know who we are. That's interesting. How?
What makes you so certain we can help? You know nothing about us.
Oh, on the contrary, you've made quite the name for yourself over the last year. Serving with the Red Iron is no mean feat, yet you not only served, you impressed. The name Hawke is on many lips these days. Not bad for a Ferelden fresh off the boat.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Yeah. We know that Carver's ego is very fragile, so we'll definitely try to talk him up when we can.
You must have heard of my brother as well, then.
A little, yes. But it is you they speak most of, Monsieur.
That figures.
Your brother is certainly welcome to join us by all means, but I'll leave that in your hands.
Oh, I'm going. Without this expedition, we won't last out the year.
Yeah, that's true. We need this. We do need this. So, we're going to be extra polite to Varric and find out how we can get in with his brother.
There must be some way to persuade your brother to hire us on.
We don't need another hireling. We need a partner. The truth is, Bartrand's been tearing his beard out trying to fund this on his own, but he can't do it. Invest in the expedition. 50 sovereigns and he can't refuse. Not with me there to vouch for you.
Okay. That's good. Let's investigate. Why would you vouch for me? He doesn't know anything about me. Not really. Vouching for me on this expedition seems like a lot. It's a lot, so why?
Why would you stick your neck out for a complete stranger?
I'd rather take a chance on someone with your reputation than head into the deep roads unprepared. And besides, we'd be your partners. I'm willing to give a little trust if you are.
Okay, so the reputation that we've made for ourselves it's brilliant. It's amazing. Amazing enough for him to risk adding us to an expedition, to a high-risk expedition, into almost certain death. Okay, and yeah, let's find out if he'll share the profits. We want to make sure that we're not making a mistake with this guy, because he did not seem very generous.
Your brother doesn't seem like the sort who's willing to split profits.
My brother is many things, but he is not stupid. Far better to share the profits than be trapped in a tide with 1,000 Darkspawn between you and the exit. Trust me, he'll come around.
Okay, well that's good to know. Unfortunately, we don't have the coin. We definitely don't. But we don't want to give Varric a bad impression either. I think we're just going to have to go with the diplomatic one. Let's leave him with a good impression, so that if we ever do get the money, he'll think fondly of us. Well, obviously I know how this is going to play out, but she doesn't, so that's what she's thinking.
It sounds interesting. But if I had any gold, I wouldn't need this job.
You need to think big. There's only a brief window after a blight when the deep roads won't be crawling with Darkspawn. The treasure you find down there could set you and your family up for life.
Come on. The dwarf makes some sense. No offense. Look, you started this, and it's a good idea. Certainly better than ending up in the gallows.
We work together, you and I, and before you know it, you'll have all the capital you need. What do you say?
I think that would almost be something that she wouldn't even think twice about saying. Absolutely, let's do it. But let's see what the investigate options are anyway. I don't want to be too much of a downer. Yeah, how could he help me? Let's just go with that one.
What makes you so certain you'll be useful to me?
Oh, that's a bit
I know
rougher than
everyone
I
in
thought.
this city worth knowing. I can help you find the jobs you need, and if you don't need me for that, there's always Bianca.
The crossbow. Okay, let's just ask about Bianca. The door has been opened for that question, so let's just do it.
You named your crossbow.
And why not? She's a beauty. Isn't that right, sweetheart?
Okay. Well, let's go with the it seems like a long shot one. This is a lot of money to potentially waste if this doesn't pan out.
There might be nothing down there except Darkspawn and rubble. How can you be sure we'll make a profit?
Well, Bartrand isn't grasping at strings. He's operating on some good information. Some of the deep roads are so old, even the dwarves have forgotten them. We just need to get down there. Then Bartrand will lead the way. You and I will be there to handle problems.
He'll lead the way, so he knows where he's going. Or at least his information is good enough to give him a good idea. Alright. This is the first time we've met Varric, though. We don't know if we can trust him. All we've seen is that he's got our money back from a pickpocket. But considering how smooth he is, he could have set that up as far as we're aware. He could have set up the entire thing to make himself look good. Trustworthy and approachable. So, let's ask that one.
What's to stop you from taking my investment and running?
You'll be traveling with the expedition, and I'll be at your side. If I cross you, you'll be the first one to know, and I'll be the last.
Okay. I can't say that one. I'd like to, but no. There's no way. This is what we were going for in the first place. We need to get on this expedition. So if we can't get on it one way, we'll do it in the other. So, absolutely, we'll do it.
You have a deal.
Perfect. Kirkwall's crawling with work. You set aside some coin from every job and you'll have the money in no time.
Sure.
You mean that's not what they were
easy.
doing anyway?
But maybe Aveline's got some bounties out. She joined the city guard, right?
We should talk privately when you get the chance. In the Hanged Man, maybe. I'll be there when I'm not with you. Now, let's go see what trouble we can stir up. Hightown, where the rich go to piss their money away. This really is the best place in Kirkwall.
Okay, so we have some codex updates and quest updates. So let's look at the quest updates. Alright, so we need to find a way to become a partner to the Deep Roads expedition. And we need to give Bartrand 50 sovereigns. Okay, we'll need to keep an eye on our gold then. Make sure that we don't spend too much. A business discussion. Okay, we need to talk to Varric in Lowtown's Hanged Man pub. A friend in the guard. We need to speak to Aveline. She may have information about working with the city guard. So we'll talk to her at the barracks in the Viscount's Keep and a new home. Go to Gamlen's home in Lowtown. Can do that, absolutely. Oh yeah, and we still need to deliver Flemeth's amulet to Keeper Merithari. Okay. Well, good to know. Yep, and we've got all of our rewards. Those will be available when we go to Gamlen's house. And that's quite a lot of stuff, so I don't know. I doubt, well, I know I won't sell everything that we've got in there because I don't want to cheat the system like that. So if we need to do any cleaning out of items, I'll either just see if we can toss them or destroy them, break them down, whatever, or leave them in a chest. So we don't need to do anything, and we won't get anything from them that we shouldn't get. Okay, and Destruction of Lothering, but that's the completed one. So, yeah, Mirren got us into Kirkwall, and we spent a year doing that. Okay, we've got creatures done. We did read the gallows. Characters, okay. Bartrand. Half of Kirkwall wants to be my best friend right now. The history of noble House Tethras stretches back to the foundation of Orzammar. The memories say that 3 times a child of House Tethras took the office of Assembly Steward. They held appointments in the Shaperate of Memories and the Shaperate of Golems, but no longer. In the 2nd year of the reign of King Endrin Educan, Lord Andvar Tethras was found guilty before the Assembly of willfully manipulating proving matches in favour of his house. For this affront to the ancestors, he and all his house were sentenced to exile on the surface. Andvar died a mere 5 years later, leaving behind his lady Ilsa, 10-year-old Bartrand, and 2-year-old Varric. Okay. Exile, surface life, and the loss of her husband conspired against Lady Ilsa, who took to drink, leaving young Bertrand to manage what was left of House Tethras. By the time he was 15, Bertrand had doubled his family's fortune. The disgrace of House Tethras fueled his ambition, and his once noble title gave him an instant place among the Kalnas, the old money elite of the Dwarven Merchants Guild. He used it to build alliances and business ventures as if he were a member of the Orzammar Assembly. By the time Lady Ilsa died, Bertrand had made the Tethras family one of the guild's most influential, but wealth and power on the surface couldn't sate him. He began to court alliances with the wealthiest descendant families, branching into banking and mercenary companies. Guild members mutter that nothing will satisfy Bertrand but a complete reconstruction of House Tethras' estate in Orzammar down to the rivers of lava built in Kirkwall. Okay, so he is actually incredibly capable. He's very business savvy and really, really driven. Really driven. But he's reaching for something that he'll probably never achieve. Okay. Carver. 100 ways to run and we choose backward. Whatever you say, but chasing an old name isn't really starting over. Strong and strapping, Carver is a skilled warrior set on proving himself, although it's not always clear who he's trying to impress. The son and sibling of mages, he grew up surrounded by magic he couldn't truly understand, and he feels like something was expected that he could never deliver. He cares deeply for his family, but sometimes feels like the stupidest person in the room. Okay, poor Carver. Carver foundered in Lothering. He blamed his lack of direction on not wanting to draw attention to his family of apostates at home. After his father died, he started down a military path. However, the blight and rout at Ostagar ended this career almost before it could start. While he knows that swift flight was the only reasonable course in the face of the Darkspawn advance, he almost would rather have stood and fought. Doomed though the effort was, facing the Horde had purpose, something Carver has been searching for. Okay, so yeah, he's feeling a little bit out of place in a mage family, since he hasn't shown any affinity for magic. Bethany likely would have been what he would have thought of as the child that they really wanted. He was outcast in his own family, despite the fact that his mother is not a mage either. But considering how much of a... I'm going to say wallflower, but... how little she impacted their lives, how she stepped aside after her husband's death and just left it for her eldest child to keep the family together. It's easy to see why he would just cross her off the list and only focus on his father and his sisters as giving him a place of belonging. So yeah, he's not just overshadowed, he's out of place. And it's not getting any easier for him since he can't stand out. Or at least he doesn't feel like he can stand out. Because it'll just bring the Templars on us. Poor Carver. Okay, and the hero Ferelden. The hero Ferelden once belonged to a clan of Dalish elves, she did indeed. An encounter with a tainted magical mirror corrupted the hero, and only the Grey Wardens held the cure. To save the hero's life, the clan gave her up to Grey Warden Commander Duncan and the Order. The armies the hero had raised killed the Archdemon. With the Archdemon gone, the Darkspawn ranks broke, and the Horde was easily routed. After ending the Blight, the hero Ferelden took up the mantle of Warden Commander and began the task of rebuilding the Order in Ferelden. She did. She absolutely did. That's very non-specific. Very nicely non-specific. All we know about her is that they were Dalish. Okay. And Varric himself. Okay. I know everyone in this city worth knowing. Varric was born 3 years after his father's exile from Ozma into the world of the Merchants Guild. The ancestors never spoke, and the paragons were the heroes in tall tales. The number of dancers a Kelner lady gave to a lowborn ascendant boy were more pivotal than the reign of kings. While Bertrand ran the businesses and drove House Tethras ever higher up the social ladder, Varric looked after the family and their retainers. His mother, Lady Ilsa, suffered terribly from the trauma of her disgrace and exile, finding solace in liquor and smoke. It fell to her younger son to try to curb the worst of her drunken rages, to keep her from becoming a matter of public scandal, and to care for her when she fell ill from her excesses. Though he is famous throughout the Merchants Guild for his stories, Varric speaks rarely of himself or his family. Most of Kirkwall knows him. Everyone has bought him a drink at least once, for the sake of his fictions rather than his family connections. Okay, well, Varric has found his place. He's not searching like Carver is, despite the fact that he also has an overachieving elder sibling. But he was also the one looking after the family, whereas Carver never had that because Hawke is doing that. Hawke is doing everything. Makes you wonder if Hawke had stepped back a bit from looking after a mother and siblings, if Carver would have then been able to find his place doing that. But no, it wasn't to be. Yeah, okay. At least it would have given him more of a feeling of having a voice within the family if that happened, but no. Hawke took over everything. Okay. Well, let's have a look in here. We don't want to talk to Bertrand right now. But we do have Bodan and Sandal. Awesome, let's talk with those.
Bodan Fedic, purveyor of goods both common and rare, at your service. And this is my son, Sandal, who is as brilliant an enchanter as you'll ever find. Say hello to the nice human, Sandal.
Hello.
We shall be accompanying your expedition and providing the needed supplies. It's all quite exciting, isn't it?
It is, okay. But yeah, let's be up front here. It's going to be dangerous.
You aren't worried about venturing into such a dangerous place?
Not with such fine protection. But I digress. Do you wish to peruse my wares, or perhaps make use of Sandal's unique talents?
Enchantment?
Just so.
Okay, so Bodan assumes that we are going to be part of the expedition. He does assume that. I don't know whether it's because we have Varric with us, or if he's just... if everybody is aware that we're trying to become a partner now that Varric is, has made the offer. Maybe he let a few people know before then. Or if he's just... or if it was just an oversight. It might just have been an oversight, but whatever. Yeah, let's investigate. So, his son is an enchanter, is he? Let's ask about Sandal's talents.
I thought all enchanters were mages.
Not at all. The fabled dwarven resistance to magic has allowed enchantment of crafts for countless ages. Granted, most dwarven smiths must work for many, many years to learn the skill, but my boy is a natural, a savant beyond compare.
I like enchantment.
And he enjoys his work. What more could one ask?
Yeah, that's all you really need. Okay, and I feel like this one is only here because they know that people who played Dragon Age Origins are going to be here as well, and they'll recognize him. Otherwise, I don't know why she would bother asking why he ended up here. But okay, we can always ask.
You two don't seem the sort to hire onto this sort of expedition.
My son and I have never played it safe. Never kept to the tried and true roads. In fact, We have just returned from adventures while accompanying the hero of Ferelden, legendary Grey Warden and Vanquisher of the Blight.
And we're definitely interested in that. This is our home that was just saved, so yeah, anything we can find out about the hero is good to know.
So you helped to defeat the Blight?
In our small way, perhaps. We did not fight at the Grey Warden's side, of course. The hero of Ferelden is a fine woman. After all her accomplishments, may she find even greater success. But surely my past is hardly of interest to the likes of you.
I wouldn't say that. But yeah, to Hawke, not so much. Okay, well let's have a look at what he's got then.
Let's see what you have.
By all means, feel free to peruse my wares whenever you wish.
We certainly will. Okay. So, okay, we have a great sword here. I don't suppose... Pretty sure Carver's the only one who uses... I know, okay, so that this blank greatsword is what he should be using right now. Okay. Yeah, and it's better than what we can buy from Bodan as well, so... And we can get rid of Freeman's staff, though. I'm pretty sure the one I've got is better than that. Just. Okay, and that's nature damage, but we can't get it because I don't have enough magic to use it. But never mind. Apostate's robe. Yep, we can sell that. Okay. Don't have the strength for a helmet. We do have 5 gold currently. So we could equip her with at least a few of those things. But I'm actually thinking... Ooh, we can sell some junk as well. I'm actually thinking I might leave it a little bit. I want to see what the drops that we're going to be getting from the mobs are going to be like before I start buying things. Yeah. Okay. And I doubt we're going to need the enchantment apparatus, but let's have a look. Okay, Bianca. We don't have anything to add to Bianca just yet. No. And Bianca is the only thing that is enchantable right now. Okay. Well, good to keep in mind. Alright, the Dwarven Merchants Guild. The Dwarven Merchants Guild is, without question, the most powerful surface dwarf institution. It has become what the Assembly is to the people of Ozma. A prestigious club that everybody wants to belong to and the surest means to obtain power and fortune. The guild's leaders can always trace their lineage back to noble or merchant caste houses in Ozma. The guild regulates trade between the Dwarven city and the surface and so quietly controls the entire economy of Ozma, though the ruling king or assembly would never admit it. Wow. Very powerful then. Okay. The guild is heavily conservative, but has started to get more of the ascendants, especially banking families, into its membership, which has caused no small amount of infighting in the guild. Okay. From the Dowager's Field Guide to Good Society by Lady Alcyone. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Very good to know. So they're not just powerful on the surface, they're powerful in Ozma as well. Okay, well, what do we want to do right now? We have Worthy. We need to talk to someone called Worthy. Sebastian. Okay, I've never actually played with Sebastian. I didn't have the DLC the last time I played the game. I do have the Ultimate Edition now on Steam. So, yeah. That'll be interesting to start. Okay. And then Viscount's Keep. So we'll go to see Aveline up that way. Well, let's go head to Worthy first. And then we'll swing round and see what Sebastian is going to do. That'll be fun. Okay. Through
Did you see
here,
a couple
I
of
think.
children causing a racket here? No?
Children? No. Not just yet, hun. Not just yet. Okay, most of these textures are from Inquisition textures in Dragon Age 2. But the plants here they would have been replaced with a red plant. And I really like the greenery. Although I suppose the white flowers don't stand out very much against the white marble, but I still love the greenery. So I had to leave the green textures in. Yeah, from the Dragon Age Ultimate textures.
Nothing to see here.
Okay, so robes by Jean-Luc. Let's see what he has. Ah, okay, this is better than the stuff that was in Bodan's. Okay. Oh, backpack. Sweet. Okay, immediately. Yes. We're definitely going to get that. Oh, nothing else, but good to know at least. Let's have a look at this.
You look like you know your way around a weapon. Buy something.
Well, I might. Although it's really doubtful that I will. If anything is better, it's only slightly better. So let's just give Carver this weapon first. Yeah, and let's look at Olaf's. And get rid of that. You don't have anything special. What about you, Hubert?
Another Ferelden street rat? Are you here to waste my time, or do you actually have coin to spend?
Huh. Well, that was rough. That was a rough introduction, so we'll just be equally as rough here, I think. I'm not going to stand for anyone insulting me to my face like that. Particularly when I don't technically need them.
Greet customers that way, and you'll earn more beatings than coins.
Hey, I'm having a bad week. There are few Fereldens of means in Kirkwall. Forgive me.
Yeah, okay. So let's find out what he sells then.
Are you an armorer? A weaponsmith?
My stock is varied. What all my wares have in common, however, is quality. Only the best for my distinguished patrons. See for yourself.
Okay. He has some good stuff. Some good stuff. Ah, okay. Okay, so he does have the best... He seems to have the best stuff anyway. So we are actually going to have to keep him happy. Well, luckily, he wasn't too put off with our attitude. Ah, okay, Tome of Technique. That's a lot of money. And we certainly don't have it, so... Ooh, but we do have a rune. That's nice. Well, we know where it is, so we'll just keep in mind that it's here. But no, we're not going to spend any of our money right now. Okay, and Worthy.
You know, Junior, it's eerie how much resemblance there is between you two.
She's my sister. Of course there's a resemblance.
Oh, you thought I meant Hawke. I was talking about Gamlen.
Maker, I hate you, dwarf.
Ooh, okay. That's a bit rough, Varric. You've only just met him. Have you even... would he have even... I mean, he does live here, and Gamlen lives here, so okay, maybe he might have met Gamlen. But that's a bit of a rough observation. Especially for the first banter that they have. My gosh.
Hawke, long time no see, my friend.
Worthy! When did you get back into town?
Oh, just a month or so ago. Things didn't work out in Orzammar. You still with the Red Iron? It was just a year you were with them, right?
Yeah, just a year. Okay, well, we obviously have a good relationship with this guy, so let's just go with the nice diplomatic option. No need to be forceful or sarcastic.
I'm looking to become an explorer of a sort.
I heard. Bartrand's hard to take, but his information is usually good.
Hard to take? That's putting it mildly.
I'll tell you what. I still have my old contacts. You need some rune crafting done, I can arrange it for you. Take care, Hawke. Don't get dead.
Oh. Okay, so crafting. We've unlocked a crafting station. We can order items, and one's at Hawke's house. Okay. Right, we need to discover the resources along with a recipe. Are permanently available. Okay. It only costs us money, so the resources that we find are unlocked forever. And it'll only cost us money to get these runes. So, Rune of Protection. It's an armor rune that increases armor. That's brilliant. Good to know. But we need lyrium and we don't have any lyrium. Quite cheap though, quite cheap. Good to know. Okay. Crafting and enchantments right there. Brilliant. Okay. I'm pretty sure this is all we can do here. Worthy was the only one that we wanted to speak to. Yeah. Okay. See, I still really like the greenery, but I suppose for a bit of a variation, you could always leave the plants alone. Let's go up here. Yeah. We have some NPC clothing as well. Some changes so that they're not so bright. No, not everybody is so bright. That might be a bit too dark, in my opinion. But I'd prefer them being that dark than having the bright, gaudy colours. So, yeah. A good change, in my opinion. A very good change. Okay. So, where exactly are we going here? Right, we're trying to find our way to Sebastian. So he is that way, not up the stairs. Okay, he's that way. Alright. And there he is, okay.
Sebastian! Stop this madness! The Chantry cannot condone revenge, Sebastian.
It is my right, my duty, to show these assassins there is nowhere in the Free Marches to hide.
This is murder.
Okay.
No. What happened to my family was murder.
Oh, I like the accent. Okay. That's very, very Scottish. I like that. Okay. But that makes sense because the elves are all Welsh, aren't they? So, makes sense. Okay, let's talk with the chanter.
And Andraste did say, those who harm a house of the Maker have done harm unto the Maker himself.
Okay. Well, I don't see an arrow there, unfortunately, but let's have a look anyway. A grave crime was committed against all free-thinking men and women in the Free Marches. The ruling Vale family in Starkhaven, my family, was brutally murdered down to the youngest babe in arms. This massacre was carried out by members of the Flint Mercenary Company. I hereby offer a bounty on the head of each Flint Company soldier in the Kirkwall vicinity, Prince Sebastian Vale. Well, that's good. A bounty for each company soldier. Brilliant. Brilliant. Yes, definitely we'll be taking that. Awesome. Oh, I guess we'll be getting a lot of money from Sebastian then. Fantastic. I'm not sure if I'll go with that immediately then. Let's... Oh, you know what? These robes are actually better than the mercenary light strapping that I've got. Although it doesn't have the extra healing or enemies drop better equipment, but... Yeah, just... It's a good thing I didn't spend any money then. Very good thing. If the drops are going to be... I mean, even the random finds are going to be about the same as what you can buy. There's no point in buying. Okay, and let's go up here. What's up here? This is the Chantry, isn't it? Yeah, it is. The Chantry, yes it is. Okay. And there's nothing around here. Well, we might as well have a look in once I've been around this corner. Ah, there we go. Okay, we have a chest here. Page of the Chant of Light Doctrine. Okay. Sure. Just in a chest outside the chantry. I'm sure we'd find the entire book inside here. Let's have a look in then. Okay. Yeah. Looking good, looking good.
You know, Junior, you're looking at this all wrong.
Whatever it is you're about to say, I'm not interested.
I'm a professional younger brother. Trust me, the center of attention's the worst place to be. When things go wrong, and they always do, that's where all the fingers point. Look at any kingdom in Thedas. You've got people who warm thrones, and people nobody sees who do the real work.
And my sister is a queen in this scenario. Perfect.
Point, missing it. Oh well.
Yeah, never mind, Varric. It's not something that he's ready to hear, I think. He's, more prepared to wallow than anything else. Oh gosh. But I get what you were saying. Don't you worry. Commandments of the Maker. Okay. These truths the Maker has revealed to me. As there is but one world, one life, one death, there is but one God, and he is our Maker. They are sinners who have given their love to false gods. Magic exists to serve man and never to rule over him. Foul and corrupt are they who have taken his gift and turned it against his children. They shall be named Maleficar, accursed ones. They shall find no rest in this world or beyond. All men are the work of our Maker's hands, from the lowest slaves to the highest kings. Those who bring harm without provocation to the least of his children are hated and accursed by the Maker. Those who bear false witness and work to deceive others know this. There is but one truth. All things are known to our Maker, and he shall judge their lies. All things in this world are finite. What one man gains, another has lost. Those who steal from their brothers and sisters do harm to their livelihood and to their peace of mind. Our Maker sees this with a heavy heart. Transfigurations 1:1-5. Okay. Okay. Good to know. Alright. And nothing in here. And we cannot get up the stairs. That's a shame.
The first of the Maker's children watched across the veil and were jealous of the life they could not feel, could not... Much? No, that can't be right.
No, it can't be right. That's a random word tacked onto the end. Honestly. Andraste, bride of the Maker. There was once a tiny fishing village on the waking sea that was set upon by the Tevinter Imperium, which enslaved the villagers to be sold in the markets of Minrathous, leaving behind only the old and the infirm. One of the captives was the child Andraste. She was raised in slavery in a foreign land. She escaped, then made the long and treacherous journey back to her homeland alone. She rose from nothing to be the wife of an Alamari warlord. Each day she sang to the gods, asking them to help her people who remained slaves in Tevinter. The false gods of the mountains and the winds did not answer her, but the true God did. The Maker spoke. He showed her all the works of his hands, the Fade, the world, and all the creatures therein. He showed her how men had forgotten him, lavishing devotion upon mute idols and demons, and how he had left them to their fate. But her voice had reached him, and so captivated him that he offered her a place at his side, that she might rule all of creation. But Andraste would not forsake her people. She begged the Maker to return to save his children from the cruelty of the Imperium. Reluctantly, the Maker agreed to give man another chance. Andraste went back to her husband, Mafarath, and told him all that the Maker had revealed to her. Together they rallied the Alamari and marched forth against the mage lords of the Imperium, and the Maker was with them. The Maker's sword was creation itself, fire and flood, famine and earthquake. Everywhere they went, Andraste sang to the people of the Maker, and they heard her. The ranks of Andraste's followers grew until they were a vast tide washing over the Imperium, and when Mafarath saw that the people loved Andraste and not him, a worm grew within his heart, gnawing upon it. At last, the armies of Andraste and Mathrath stood before the very gates of Minrathous, but Andraste was not with them, for Mathrath had schemed in secret to hand Andraste over to the Tevinter. For this, the Archon would give Mathrath all the lands to the south of the Waking Sea. And so, before all the armies of the Alamari and of Tevinter, Andraste was tied to a stake and burned, while her earthly husband turned his armies aside and did nothing, for his heart had been devoured. But as he watched the pyre, the Archon softened. He took pity on Andraste and drew his sword and granted her the mercy of a quick death. The Maker wept for his beloved, cursed Mathrath, cursed mankind for their betrayal, and turned once again from creation, taking only Andraste with him. And Our Lady sits at his side, where she still urges him to take pity on his children. From the Sermons of Justinia II. Sure she does. Sure she does. Okay. Well, that's good to know, and I'm sure comforting to all of the Andrastians. The Maker. Okay. It's a big statue. There was no word, for heaven or for earth, for sea or sky. All that existed was silence, when the voice of the Maker rang out the first word, and his word became all that might be, dream and idea, hope and fear, endless possibilities, and from it made his firstborn. And he said to them, In my image I forge you, to you I give dominion over all that exists. By your will may things be done. Then in the centre of heaven he called forth a city with towers of gold, streets with music for cobblestones, and banners which flew without wind. There he dwelled, waiting to see the wonders his children would create. The children of the Maker gathered before his golden throne and sang hymns of praise unending, but their songs were the songs of the cobblestones. They shone with the golden light reflected from the Maker's throne. They held forth the banners that flew on their own. And the voice of the Maker shook the Fade, saying, In my image I have wrought my firstborn. You've been given dominion over all that exists. By your will all things are done, yet you do nothing. The realm I have given you is formless, ever-changing. And he knew he had wrought amiss. So the Maker turned from his firstborn and took from the Fade a measure of its living flesh, and placed it apart from the spirits, and spoke to it, saying, Here I decree opposition in all things, for earth, sky, for winter, summer, for darkness, light. By my will alone is balance sundered, and the world given new life. And no longer was it formless, ever-changing, but held fast, immutable, with words for heaven and for earth, sea and sky. At last did the Maker from the living world make men, immutable as the substance of the earth, with souls made of dream and idea, hope and fear, endless possibilities. Then the Maker said, To you, my second-born, I grant this gift. In your heart shall burn an unquenchable flame, all-consuming and never satisfied. From the Fade I crafted you, and to the Fade you shall return each night in dreams, that you may always remember me. And then the Maker sealed the gates of the Golden City, and there he dwelled, waiting to see the wonders his children would create. Threnodies 5:1-8. Okay. Alright, let's talk to Grand Cleric Elthina before going for the last one.
I'm sorry you had to witness that disgraceful scene by the Chanter's Board. I am Elthina, Grand Cleric of Kirkwall. Sebastian's normally a good lad, but he's had a terrible shock.
Okay. So she did see us walking in through the gate and assumed that we were, I don't know, taken aback by what we saw, I guess? So, who is he? Let's just go with that one.
Sebastian? Was that his name?
Sebastian Vale. He was affirmed here nearly a decade ago. He had just been invested as a brother when we got the news about his family. I'm afraid he reacted rashly, denied his vows and left the Chantry. If the Maker wills it, he will return to himself before it's too late.
Okay, that's interesting. Should she really be telling me this? She doesn't know that I've taken the job on the board, does she? Maybe she was watching. Maybe she was watching and she saw me take it down. Maybe. But otherwise, I mean, why is she even telling me any of this? I'm just a mercenary, maybe even just a bounty hunter as far as she's aware. But sure, let's get more information on him. So he's a brother.
So he's some kind of priest?
He is an initiate of the faith. As a man, he cannot serve as a mother would, but he has led the chant here many times. Before last week, I would have said he was the most faithful of our true believers.
Okay, well, good to know. And yeah, let's find out what exactly happened then. We don't need to know for the job, but Molly's curious.
He said someone murdered his family.
Sebastian is the youngest son of the ruling family of Starkhaven. They were overthrown recently, violently. Sebastian is the only surviving member.
Ruling family, okay.
He's royalty.
Prince Sebastian Vale, if he succeeds in his pledge to take back his lands. He made a vow to the Maker to put worldly concerns behind him. It is a sin to forswear himself for a mere title.
A mere title, okay. But if he's the ruling family, or the only remaining member of a ruling family, then he has a duty to his people, doesn't he? So that should definitely trump his own enlightenment or whatever. Yeah, sure, I'm going to help him. I mean, I'm taking the job. I assume that's what it means by I'm going to help him.
I think his family deserves to be avenged.
Sebastian would spend his coin to buy men's lives, the same as those who attacked his family. No matter how justified he feels, that is murder. And when he returns, I will tell him so again.
Well, good. You preach at him and do nothing. And he will avenge his family. Okay, the Sermons of Divine Renata the First. The weakness of mortal will is the great failing of all the Maker's children. We trade our honor as if it were the cheapest of currency. We do not understand what integrity is or what it is truly worth. From this ignorance, original sin was born. At some time, each of us has thought, what does it matter if I keep hold of my integrity? I am but one mortal. I am powerless. How blind we all are. The virtue of a single slave destroyed the Tevinter Imperium. The dishonor of one man drove the Maker from our sight. I tell you truly, nothing but the integrity of our hearts will win the love of the Maker back to us. It is all the power we shall ever possess to change this world for good or for ill. From a sermon on integrity. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Alright. Okay.
Those Canari are a frightening sort.
Some people
Demons,
chatting.
the whole lot of them. I do wish the Viscount would have them
I can
run
talk
off.
to these guys. Okay. Let's talk to you.
You know, I heard Sister Alima has been dipping into the spirits again.
Have you noticed the smell coming off her lately? It's like she's been swimming in hard liquor.
Let's just hope she doesn't get too close to the candles.
Oh. Okay, and you?
Those Canari are a frightening sort. Demons, the whole lot of them. I do wish the Viscount would have them run off.
Yeah, okay. Demons. So, we haven't actually met the Kunari yet. That'll be interesting. Alright. Parvolen. Okay. Speak of the devil. Okay. Let's have a look at this. In the 30th year of the Steel Age, the first Kunari ships were sighted off the coast of Parvolen in the far north, marking the beginning of a new age of warfare. History calls this the First Kunari War, but it was mostly a one-sided bloodbath, with the Kunari advancing far into the mainland. Kunari warriors in glittering steel armor carved through armies with ease. Their cannons, the likes of which our ancestors had never seen, reduced city walls to rubble in a matter of seconds. Stories of Qunari occupation vary greatly. It is said they dismantled families and sent captives to learning camps for indoctrination into their religion. Those who refused to cooperate disappeared to mines or construction camps. For every tale of suffering, however, there is another of enlightenment deriving from something called the Qun. This is either a philosophical code or a written text that governs all aspects of Qunari life, perhaps both. One converted Saharan reported pity for those who refused to embrace the Qun, as if the conquerors had led him to a sort of self-discovery. For all my life I followed the Maker wherever his path led me, he wrote, but in the Qun I've found the means to travel my own path. It has been said that the most complete way to wipe out a people is not with blades, but with books. Thankfully, a world that had repelled 4 blights would not easily bow to a foreign aggressor, and so the exalted marches began. The greatest advantage of the Chantry-led forces was the Circle of Magi. For all their technology, the Qunari appeared to harbour great hatred for magic. Faced with cannons, the Chantry responded with lightning and balls of fire. The Qunari armies lacked the sheer numbers of humanity. So many were slain at Marnas Pel on both sides that the Vale is said to be permanently sundered, the ruins still plagued by restless corpses. But each year the Chantry pushed further and further into the Qunari lines, although local converts to the Qun proved difficult to return to Andraste's teachings. By the end of the Storm Age, the Qunari were truly pushed back. Rivain was the only human land that retained the Qunari religion after being freed, and its rulers attempted to barter a peace. Most human lands signed the Lemurian Accord, excepting the Tevinter Imperium. It is a shaky peace that has lasted to this day. From the Exalted Marches, an examination of Chantry warfare by Sister Patrine, Chantry Scholar. Okay, Patrine at it again. Awesome. Alright. Well, this is a much brighter area. The new bed textures are from Inquisition as well. Much brighter and much nicer. Okay. Can't get in there. And there's nothing in here, I guess. Doesn't look like it. Nope. Okay. And I don't suppose we can talk to... No, we can't. Okay.
Please, Maker, take away this burning itch. If you do this for me, I'll never step foot in that brothel again. I swear.
Sure you swear. Oh dear. Now, you want to go to an apothecary or something like that. Get yourself a remedy. Don't just pray the pain away. Okay, the founding of the Chantry. Cordelius Draken, king of the city-state of Orlais, was a man of uncommon ambition. In the year -15 Ancient, the young king began construction of a great temple dedicated to the Maker and declared that by its completion he would not only have united the warring city-states of the south, he would have brought Andrastian belief to the world. In -3 Ancient, the temple was completed. There in its heart, Draken knelt before the eternal flame of Andraste and was crowned ruler of the Empire of Orlais. His first act as emperor? To declare the Chantry as the established Andrastian religion of the Empire. It took 3 years and several hundred votes before Olesa of Mount Simard was elected to lead the new Chantry. Upon her coronation as divine, she took the name Justinia in honor of the disciple who recorded Andraste's songs. In that moment, the ancient era ended and the divine age began. From Ferelden Folklore and History by Sister Patrine, Chantry Scholar. Okay. Sweet. And that's all that's in here. And yeah, another door we can't get into. Oh gosh. More lore over there. Okay, and we have Locks of the Golden Fool. And that's a quest. Okay. A satirical tome about a deluded brother of the Chantry who sought peace between elves and humans. A condemnation of fanatics of both races, it is favoured by radical elves choosing to live in Darktown. Okay. And they're reading it in the chantry, are they? Okay. Well, you know, more information is good information, even if it is a satire. So, the history of the chantry, Chapter 1. The first blight devastated the Tevinter Imperium. Not only had the Darkspawn ravaged the countryside, but Tevinter citizens had to face the fact that their own gods had turned against them. Dumat, the old god, once known as the Dragon of Silence, had risen to silence the world, and despite the frenzied pleas for help, the other old gods did nothing. The people of the Imperium began to question their faith, murdering priests and burning temples to punish their gods for not returning to help. In those days, even after the devastation of the First Blight, the Imperium stretched across the known world. Fringed with barbarian tribes, the Imperium was well prepared for invasions and attacks from without. Fitting, then, that the story of its downfall begins from within. The people of the far northern and eastern reaches of the Imperium rose up against their powerful overlords in rebellion. The Tevinter Magisters summoned demons to put down these small rebellions, leaving corpses to burn as examples to all those who would dare revolt. The Imperium began to tear itself apart from within, throngs of angry and disillusioned citizens doing what centuries of opposing armies could not. But the Magisters were confident in their power, and they could not imagine surviving a blight only to be destroyed by their own subjects. Even after the Blight, Tevinter commanded an army larger than that of any other organised nation in Thedas, but that army was scattered and its morale dwindling. The ruin of Tevinter was such that the Alamari barbarians, who had spread their clans and holds over the wilderness of the Ferelden Valley at that far southeastern edge of the Imperium, saw weakness in their enemy, and after an age of oppression, embarked on a campaign not only to free their own lands, but to bring down mighty Tevinter as well. The leaders of that blessed campaign were the great barbarian warlord Mafrath and his wife Andraste. Their dreams and ambitions would change the world forever. From Tales of the Destruction of Thedas by Brother Jenna TV, Chantry Scholar. Okay. That's a different point of view for the story of Andraste, but still, the story of Andraste. Okay. And yeah, there's nothing else in here. Well, brilliant. So, a little bit more background on the Chantry and the religion here. The story of their holy figures. And a little tiny bit about Sebastian. Okay, no, we're going to go back into Hightown because we need to go up to Viscount's Keep. Yeah, to speak to Aveline. Okay. And let's see where we can go now. Is it up there? It is not up there, but I might as well check out the area first anyway. Okay.
Stay out of the shadows. There are 100 times more cut purses here than in Lowtown.
Yeah, thank you, Varric. You've already told me, warned me about the cut purses here.
Tea, a leg of ham, daisies for the front hall, and what am I missing?
A shopping list. Nice. Okay. Hey, there's a crate here with a fancy poison ring and lyrium potion. Sweet. A lyrium potion just sat out in crates outside this person's house. Which technically, wouldn't that be stealing? Interesting that they're allowing me to steal all this stuff when the guards are right there. Yeah, okay, and there's barely anything here. But there is a little snicket down here. Okay, and a crate at the bottom. Fancy poison ring again, and an injury kit. Okay. Don't suppose... Okay. Alright, they're junk. They're not loot, technically, they're just junk. Okay. Alright, well. Nice, and this isn't even on the map, but they have torches framing it, so... Yeah, difficult to miss. Just a little strange that it's there in the first place. Okay. And another crate here. Tiger's eye fragment and an injury kit. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay. And that's everything up here? That is everything up here. Okay. So, where have we been? We started around here, was it? Yeah, we started here, looked around there, then down there, and have come this way. So we need to go into this area and then up to the Viscount's Keep. Okay. Might as well get this area done.
My, those weapons look sharp.
Oh, Kirkwall's High Town. At the height of the Tevinter Imperium's slave trade, Kirkwall's elite prospered beyond dreams of avarice. Hightown was built for the wealthiest slavers, its glitzy mansions rising atop a great wall of rock that borders on one side the waking sea. Lowtown cowered on its other side until Kirkwall's slaves rose to plunder and destroy Hightown's riches. Today, Hightown's prominent buildings are the Keep, home to the ruling Viscount, and the Chantry, home to the Grand Cleric and the city's religious centre. Both are converted estates that once housed wealthy magisters, rebuilt and converted after the uprising. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of Chantry Scholar by Brother Genitive. Wow. Okay, this was a slaver's estate. Yikes. Yikes. Okay. Just one person's estate. That's ridiculous, but it does go to show just how rich they were.
I should take a trip to the country.
Yeah, sure. You go do that, hun. Okay. Oh, there is a barrel, one here. With a longbow. Okay, but I'm not an archer. And Varric's bow does not need changing out, so that's kind of useless. Okay, nothing here. I suppose we could talk to any of these people. No. No, okay. And we have the Blooming Rose here, which I don't particularly want to go in right now.
Not much to see here.
Yeah, no. Not much to see at all. Okay, let's get up here. Ah, yes, okay. Nothing on this side, but there should be another hole at the other side. Hey, okay. A sack and a crate. A dagger and an injury kit. A woven bracelet and an injury kit. We're definitely getting lots of injury kits, that's nice. Okay. And we can't talk to any of the guards. That's a shame. Okay. I'm not seeing anything flagging up here. And I'm not seeing anyone to interact with. Nope, okay. This is just a run-through area.
It's a perfect time for Orlais to invade. Ferelden lost most of her standing army in the struggle against the Blight. If Orlais wants to reclaim that dirty backwater, now's the time.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow, I hate you. I hate you a lot, all of a sudden. Wow. Damn. Dirty backwater, how dare. Okay, I mean, yes, but that's my home you're talking about. Okay, Viscount's Keep, let's get in here. Okay. More codexes. Hierarchy. You know what, I'll leave those until after we've spoken to Aveline. Yeah, we'll do those next episode. Okay. Let's get in here then. I suppose we can't speak to any of these guys. No. Everyone here just seems to be set dressing. Everyone's just set dressing. And we've entered a companion's home base. Sweet. Yep. And Aveline is right there. With more codex entries. Well, let's get started with Aveline then.
Hello, Hawke.
Been a while, hasn't it?
What? Oh, right. Sorry. It feels like we just talked. I've been keeping an eye on you.
Oh dear.
Information is one of the few perks of this job. Watch out for Bartrand. He's a son of a bitch.
Wow, okay. So you're spying on me again. Okay, so this is something that Aveline does a lot. Alright then.
You know I don't like it when you have people watch me.
Saved me camping on your doorstep. After what we went through to get here, well, you're no child, but I take care of my friends. The places they have me patrolling, I've got time.
Okay, wow. Well, Aveline is very strongly connected to us. Yeah, and I'm not surprised. They went through a very traumatic experience. They both lost someone very dear to them. So they should be thick as thieves. And then they spent a year, well, in servitude together. So it makes sense that she would use her connections to make sure that we're okay. Yeah, let's just go with the top one. We are at our core a nice person, so diplomatic as always.
Still having trouble? I thought you were past all that.
Lately, I don't know. I've been pushed out to some dead patrols. Maybe I stepped on someone's toes.
You can be forceful.
My charm, right? I should be able to go where I'm needed. In fact, I might have a job for you. Let me know if you want to do a favor for Kirkwall. Otherwise, I'm here if you need me. Maker knows I could use more satisfying work.
Okay, okay. Well, let's investigate before we ask about the job. Do you miss Wesley? Let's go with, are you happy here?
Seems like Kirkwall suits you.
It has been a challenge. Lots of opportunity, if you're the type the locals want.
Are you?
If you argue enough, you kind of convince yourself.
Yeah. Okay, and Wesley.
It's been a year settling in. Are you all right?
You don't need to coddle me. I am where I am. How close I hold my memories is my own business.
That's true. That is very true. Okay, so does she miss being a soldier?
This must be a very different pace from serving King Kalen.
It's just one more change, though. The real end for me was Ostagar. What about you, Carver? You were there. Do you feel something similar?
No.
All right, then. Bit of a tit, your brother.
Yes, yeah. Okay. And would you return to Ferelden?
The Blight is over. You could go back to Lothering.
That wasn't home for me. It was just where the Horde pressed us. It wasn't the first village I saw fall. But you don't get used to people losing everything.
That's true. I only went back to fight, or it was sad to leave that way. It was sad to leave that way, yeah. We're regretful that we had to go.
It's not how I wanted to say goodbye. I'll say that.
You can't go home again. That's supposed to be about maturity. It's not the same if you don't have the option.
Very true. Okay. So let's just get on to the job then.
All right, Aveline. You have something worth doing?
My patrols may be empty walks in the dark, but there's something big coming up, and I could use you. An ambush, probably for a caravan, although I can't find any shipments that match up. Doesn't matter though. Highwaymen waiting for someone to rob. I'm putting a stop to it, my district or not.
Of course you are, Aveline. If there's nothing going on the rest of the city, why not? Yeah, let's make sure that she can actually do what she's wanting to do. We don't want to cause trouble for her, so let's see if she can hire civilians.
I'm no guard, Aveline.
There's only so many of us. Temporary recruits are expected time to time, as long as they're competent. You still claim to be competent, right?
Well... Yeah, sure. Of course I do. Of course I do. So, why not tell other guards?
Seems like you'd want to share this with your fellow guards.
I will, if you sit on your hands. I'll send my alerts and someone else will lead a patrol. But there's profit and influence to be had. You're my friend, so I'm offering.
You had me at profit? We're definitely going to be doing this anyway, but sure, let's find out who we're up against.
Do you have a name or anything else to go on?
Not important. If we show up and they attack, they're bad. Simple as that. I'll wager it's smugglers, though. Like I said, seems like an obvious trap for a caravan.
Yeah, okay. And how did you find out about this?
You've been nosing around outside your commission.
I have contacts, and they're complaining about a lack of meat. Thugs and such. Someone is hiring. And one or two were told to prepare for travelers. You want to be good at this job? You pay attention to what's missing, and when people arrange escape routes.
Alright, sounds good to me then. Let's just do it.
Aveline, you've got yourself a partner.
I knew I could count on you. They're hidden up Sundermount, remote and rough, but we can make good time with a shortcut this side. And no, you can't run off and do it without me. I trust you, but I have to be there. You're acting on behalf of the Guard.
Very true. Okay, so Codex updated and quest updated. Alright. Aveline might have information about working with the city guard. We've done that. So that is done. And what we have now, where are we? The way it should be, okay. Take Aveline to find the ambush hiding along the paths of Sundermount. The location of the bandits will only be clear if she is present. Okay. Well, we'll probably get that done straight away then. Probably. No, we'll go to Lowtown and we'll speak with Varric at the Hanged Man first. And then we'll take on Aveline's job. Yeah. Everything else should be fine. And this is for Darktown. Yeah, we need to bring this to someone in Darktown then, I guess. Okay. Well, that's fine then. Alright. So, we've picked up Varric and Aveline now. And we've run into Sebastian, which was very cool. But he didn't immediately talk to me or anything. He didn't immediately talk to me, so we haven't technically met him yet. Quite a lot of codex entries here, so we've got a lot more information about the world. We understand Varric and his brother a little bit more. And his relationship with his brother actually seems to be a lot better than ours with Carver. Which is interesting, considering future events, but yeah, a little sad as well. Alright, I will end it here, and next episode we will finish looking around the Viscount's Keep, and then we'll head down to Lowtown and the Hanged Man speak to Varric. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe. I upload 5 videos a week, so hit the bell for notifications. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.